Hey, hey, what's up? As I mentioned before in the tweet, so I should cut my light on, right? Pop-up stream. Haven't had a chance to work on the YouTube chatbot in a while, so figured we pick that up at least here for a bit at the end of the day and see what kind of stuff I can break or fix. So we'll see. YouTube is a bit different than Twitch for live stuff, so trying to see how much we can bring to that from the on the YouTube side of things. Have some different APIs and different integrations, so we'll see how far we can get in the time that I have, and then I'll of course continue to work on it some more, and I'll eventually push it up. Hey Fazul, how are you doing? Thanks for coming through. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. And let's see if my messages and things are working here in the chat. So I'll be doing a bit of testing, so if you feel free to type some chat commands in there and help out that effort there to see if we're pulling things up correctly. But cool. Yeah, let me switch over to my code here. So what I'm doing is, if we switch back to browser here, I've been digging around the YouTube API to see what kind of live integrations it has, and the live stream API it's a pretty traditional API in that it's all like REST API based, so you don't get any like WebSockets or real-time information that I've seen. And I tried to search for anything out there that was maybe pre-built. There was maybe something that another path someone else had went down to try to add some WebSocket integration to that. So, and I didn't find anything, so figured it'd be a good opportunity to try to learn how to deal with the API and build something with that. And I'm trying to fiddle with first you get the itch to fiddle with OBS. So we'll see if I can resist the urge. So let's see. Pretty soon I'm gonna try out the GitHub Copilot thing, so we'll see how that goes. See if it can help me build some stuff. So yeah, YouTube API is all REST based, and I want to create a WebSocket out of that and use that for maybe there's some other streamers who kind of want to integrate some of that live chat integration with YouTube and OBS, and it'd be a good project for that. So that's what I'm working on. And as you see, I'm polling messages here, but it doesn't seem like I'm getting any data back at the moment. So let's see. We'll just jump right into it. Let's see what we get into here. Because I should be getting, maybe I need to refresh my cache here of the messages to make sure I'm getting the right ones. Oh, I think I know why I'm not getting any there in the sidebar here in OBS. So let's see if we can fix that real quick. And there we go. Yeah, what's happening is, which that may be something I can work on, but it's defaulting or just picking up the messages from based on the ID of the live chat ID. So I changed that a little bit in the API that I'm building here, and it wasn't picking up the correct ID. So as you can see here, I type in a message now, it should have been test, but it'll pick up that message and add it to the bot there. So, and from there I can build more things on top of that. Things like subs that you can listen to, subscriptions that you can listen to, and messages, of course, and build kind of alerts based off of that. So yeah, if you have any questions, this is just the server side piece of it that I generated with in the Next workspace, of course, built with Nest.js, which allows you to build WebSockets pretty in a pretty straightforward way, and of course it has that kind of Angular look and feel to it. So I'll kind of walk through what I have in here so far, but pretty standard setup. I have a couple of routes here for setting up the authorization for YouTube, because it uses an OAuth flow. So I go have some environment keys, environment variables that you can use to authorize with the YouTube API after you get your account set up. So that handles the redirect authorization, then handles the callback to authenticate you, and that gives you an access token that you can use to make requests for live stream APIs, because the live stream APIs all have to be associated with your account. So, and you can get live chat messages or post a message to the chat. How is Nest expecting the next poll time? Yeah, so the YouTube API gives you a response. The response for the YouTube API gives you, so if I go to live chat messages, which is what I'm listening to here, I go to the list, it's this, when you make a request, it gives you this polling interview milliseconds value there. So that's what you can use for your next poll, to tell it to wait until that amount of time so you don't hammer the API. But you can see it's kind of varying. The times are varying as far as how quickly or slowly it polls the API. And of course I could go into, I have a service here that I'm currently working with, where I'm using that polling interview milliseconds value, or just defaulting the 5 seconds if that value isn't present in the data that comes back. So I don't know why it wouldn't be, but maybe there's something in the API messages that I'm not seeing there. So I'm just kind of logging all that out at the moment just to make sure that I'm getting the right data there, or if something isn't correct, then I can work with that too. So like I said, live, switch back here, live chat messages is what I'm using to poll with. And it takes the live chat ID and the part, which is like the data that you want to get back. So there's super chat events, which I think you have to be a YouTube partner in order to get access to that one. But super chat events are like paid messages, I believe, that you can have during the chat. So there's that, and then the other part that's not in the live streaming API that I want to use is the subscription data. And these are people that subscribe to the channel, so can list out the people in order that have subscribed to your channel. And if I was live, and as I'm doing it live, then I would make a request to get that data and show an alert on the screen based on that. So, and I do have, there's another, I guess, side of this app where, switch back to code here. So I've sort of repurposed some of this from a chatbot I built for Twitch. It's called NG Twitch, but I'll switch to it here in a second. Yeah, NG Twitch is the Angular side of things, where it's Angular and NGRX that I'm using to build out like the client front end for it, that has like the broadcast, list of broadcasts, and the displays the messages that are in my kind of overlay there. So I don't have this branch pushed up yet because it's just a separate YouTube branch. So probably killed the server that was running. Let's see. And of course, if you have any other questions, feel free to shoot them at me, and we'll see. Just trying to see if I'm still running on the same port here. Okay, so it looks like I'm all connected well there. Let me test out messages here. And if I get any duplicates, it'll I'll probably kill the API too when I switched over. Okay, let's open up. Start my server back up, of course. Okay, this is let me switch back to the browser here. Make sure we're still on the right one. Okay, so it looks like my messages and things are still working correctly. So let's go back to here. And let's try an alert again. Okay, so I see the message there. Okay. So I just didn't see it when I typed it, when it polled it again. So I'll try that one more time and kind of move so I can see it on my window here. Okay, let's see make sure my other commands are working here, because I have a command in here to respond. If you type NGRX in the chat, make sure that I have that respond equals true. Let's make sure I'm getting my messages here. Okay, now it's not giving me any. Let's restart this one. Any broadcasts. Okay, that seems to be up and running. I'm getting error messages. Why does it instantly switch? Let's default this to 2 seconds. So I have my controller here for subscriptions. I should be able to switch over because I'm not running inside of running this server from inside here. So I could go about this a couple of ways. One way would be to listen for whenever I get messages in to do another poll for subscriptions to see if anything's new. Or to query that from the do it on the server side, which I want to keep the API side of things pretty thin and just have it as more of a proxy to get to the YouTube data. Okay, success false on my YouTube broadcast API. So let's say I will take every time I get poll messages, check for new subs. I'm gonna kill this for a second. Turn this to actions. I'm gonna do here is this YouTube service. Get subscriptions, which I don't have an endpoint for or a message in here yet for. Get subscriptions. Check and see items. Still the same for subscriptions. And we still have items here for subscriptions. Why it keeps giving me these proxy errors, because my API is running, but that's something I'll have to check. And I may end up combining these into one repo. Let's see. Have state for messages, but none for subscriptions yet. let's create one for that. Maybe at some point I'll integrate some kind of database in with this to keep track of them, even when I'm not, keep track of them across like refreshes. But I think that the subscriptions API will give me the most recent ones first anyway, so. Subscription. Yes. Yes. Where am I? Might work. Okay, so that did work. Run, no changes. Can't remember what all these flags are, but I'm gonna try it anyway. Yes. Put in the first time. I think that's enough dry runs. Okay, so we got subscriptions. Got our effect here. Make sure it brought in the right one. It's going to be an array of any for now because I need something to type the subscription data with, but it'll suffice for now. I just thought of something we need to add. I wonder if we need to add an option for the new create feature that we introduced in 12.1. gonna call this subscription model so that we don't confuse this with an ArcJS subscription. And the subscription has a snippet. What I'm looking for is a snippet, or the subscriber snippet and title. Let me just copy this. I don't know how that got in there. Wait. This will be and on load subscriptions, we can take that one out because it's more or less a pass-through. This would be a return adapter, set all subscriptions, and user state there. There was an error. And a default for error here. So this one won't be listening to load subscriptions. It'll be listening for messages, not those messages. This will only give me check when I actually get messages from the WebSocket. So I get poll messages. Don't need this anymore. That can just be error true. So yeah, if I got my subscriptions loaded there, then the next thing I would do on success would be to check to see, because I believe the API is just going to give me whatever's in the, it's just going to give me whatever's in the, going to give me the list as it was. It won't tell me what's new. So let's take a look. And see, how do we want to check to see what's new versus what's already there? Could do similar to what I'm doing with the messages. Keep going to the wrong messages. Oh, here I'm just taking the messages as is, but I think on the server side, I'm checking for new messages, and if I get those, then I check those against what I'm already storing, and then send those, only send the new ones back. So may do something similar to that here. And here I poll messages, get live chat messages. I check for new messages and then store those and only send the new ones that are there. So if I wanted to do something similar with subscriptions, then I probably have to break this up. And we'll see how much time I got left because I'm running short on time. We can always refactor later, so I'm going to copy this one, poll subscriptions. Suppose I could do a similar thing here. We have subscriptions loaded and subscriptions polled. All of those. Create another one here for stored subscriptions. Shouldn't need one for live chat. I don't know if well, they probably do, but I'll check anyway. To see if subscriptions have an ID. And they do a string. Switch back to not that. Subscription model is going to have an ID or string, so I know that'll be there. New item counts. What is that? Hey, look at that. New items in the subscriptions its content was last read. Activities his subscription was for. Hey Preston, what's up? Yeah, it is Chill Hop. So if you ever get into the streaming game, go to chillhop.com. This is not an ad, of course. Go to chillhop.com and they have like playlists on Spotify that you can play in your streams. I like it because it kind of breaks up the silence while I'm thinking and stuff. So, and it makes good pre-stream music also. We got ID, subscriber snippet, and the title I believe is the person, the subscriber's name. But yeah, this is one of my many side projects. I'm calling it TubeSocket, but what its intended goal is to be is a WebSocket API for YouTube, so you can get subscriptions and chat messages on here without hammering API and stuff. So I'll still have to work on that some more, but yeah. And I get more streams in, which is nice. Okay, so let me switch back. Okay, so message IDs. Oops. Maybe YouTube will introduce some more live streaming APIs and just put me out of my misery. But for now, this is what we're doing. Because you got to build your own thing anyway sometimes. So right now I am kind of doing these polls. And I sleep for do the sleep against the poll interval, then do another poll. So I may have to consolidate this down into one thing. Poll data should be private. And I may end up having to just have like a predefined wait time. We'll see. VS Code was gonna like smartly skip over my collapsed function here, but it did not. Okay, so I'm gonna move some of this out of here. I originally had this written in RxJS, but I'm trying a more synchronous approach, if you will, for now. So we got kind of catch finally. Poll messages. What I'm gonna do is at the end, poll data again. So try to get messages, send those out. And do the same thing for subscriptions. But those aren't based on like the live chat ID. Subscriptions. I guess we'll wrap this just in case. And we'll just set hold interval 1500 milliseconds and sleep and poll data again. And then that way I can kind of build on what, at least build on what I have. I need a poll. I think those are probably the main two things I can poll is new subscribers and messages. And then on the front end, I can just listen for the subscriptions loaded, or actually just the subscriptions loaded, which I could probably ignore, and then the subscriptions polled, because that means I got new subscribers while I was, at least it's checking while I was live. So, and I suppose this could run while, even when I'm not live. And send and see if that works also. The last one. I think that's about all I have time to get through on this one anyway. So I have to pick it back up on the next stream to get tested out some more. See if the API will be kinder to me next time. But yeah, that was it for this one. And we'll pick it back up on the next one and then get to, and then I'll have a point where I can push it up to a GitHub repo and let some other people hack on it if they want to. Cool. So see you all next time.